Powerful morning this morning. I am feeling the energy, and there is so much change happening in our bodies and in our thinking. And I just had a little bit of a kind of I'm seeing parallels now that are very different than the perspectives that I had a while back. We all know there's good and not good. And regardless of what's happening while things are not good, the awareness of connection and oneness, that is really important. What I mean by that is being open to new ways of perceiving things. Now, let me explain. We are shown something. It doesn't look like something good. Instantly, we make it mean something. There's a lot of thinking that goes along with that. How to navigate. Do I need to talk to someone? Do I need to stand up for myself or have a boundary? Or is what is taking place, regardless of whether I think it's good or bad, what is happening is for me. I'm being shown the mirror of who I be right in front of me. The reason you know that's true is because there's 8 billion people on the planet all having a different experience. They're all having, or they all have a different perspective. They all have a different level of consciousness, and they all have different wounds. So, who we bump into and what comes to us is really important, because it is a reflection of how I perceive things to be. So, what I mean by that, if we think of prayer and we pray to God, to a God outside of us, that our lives need to change. I want more money. I want more security. I want a new job. Please will you, God, help me get through this. Please will you help me get a new partner. There's reasons why that kind of prayer doesn't really go far. And that is because there's a place of lack, perceiving that what is outside of you isn't part of you. There's a separation. So there's technically a separation from the source of oneness. When we perceive or feel and act as if me and the Father are one, me and the higher part of me are already connected, regardless of what that higher power is. Me and my higher self are connected. If I don't believe that, and I'm praying for something external to change so I feel better, there is a level of perspective or perception that is involved, or a belief, things that kind of keep us from understanding that what we say, what we think, what we perceive, and what we believe, how we speak, what we talk about, all of these things are very, very, very important to what I'm going to be shown. So if you believe that, if you believe something negative, it will be shown to you. So why not choose to see things through a more positive perspective? When we change the way we think, within 30 days, the neurons scientifically in my brain are going to change. Kind of like a habit, right? So think about even your thoughts can pull you in and out of rewiring that brain. People do affect us. However, if you're solid in your beingness, meaning you don't get catapulted back in time when you're triggered, you can stay present. Presence and being present is one of the biggest struggles of the ego. The ego likes the past and the ego likes the future. So that's why a lot of people, when they go to meditate or sit in the silence, whatever that looks like, their body or energy becomes fidgety. There's a level of unsafetyness that comes with just allowing and being able to accept and receive what's happening as a message. So I love the example of I just mentioned this the other day. I was so used to, during my marriage, I was so used to driving all the time because it was safer for me to drive than for me to be a passenger. So I programmed in my mind and in my ego that unless I'm driving, I'm not safe. And I don't have to say that to know that that is how my energy was perceiving it. There's a huge difference in prayer between how your energy is and how you are wanting it to be. So this all goes together. So I am in a new partnership, and I'm now, at first it was really hard to trust, but I'm more of a passenger now. I would have to say like 90, well, now that I'm doing something a little bit different, I'm driving myself more to my work. And however, but just being a passenger for the longest time really bothered my ego. And I would be just like however, it because I know physically in the passenger seat I was perfectly safe, perfectly taken care of, like the driver is and was doing the job that a driver does while driving. And before, for 20 years, easy, I'm driving so that I actually get home safe, and not that my past driver wasn't actually a good driver, record wise. Okay. It's just something. Without going into it, it was energetic. It didn't feel safe. And it was more or less, the onus of driving was on me. So, and I feel like at any given time there, if there was a level of resentment or anger or bitterness about having to be the driver, that would have built my ego up. Hence, now being a passenger and allowing that ego, that expectation of me needing to drive, to calm down. It's taken time to feel balanced about driving and being a passenger and driving and being a passenger. Now it no matter. It doesn't matter at all. I feel balance. I feel like there's no gap anymore in my desire to be the driver. It's because it just doesn't matter. So you see, I'm using that example to share with you how just because you think this is the way it's supposed to be doesn't mean it's not going to change later. And are you able to even allow it? There's a level of prayer that when we ask in desperation, we're actually manifesting that which is unwanted way more than lining up and being aligned with the truth, which is peace, trust, faith, of I'm where I'm at because it's a reflection of me. It's a reflection. I'm going to leave you with that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always interested in talking about new subjects. If you want to suggest anything, please go ahead and reach out to me. I'm happy to be here for you and my inner aspects, my shadow aspects, all of the parts of me that feel what we need most in life is talking about this stuff. And there's a lot of places you can go for sure. I'm happy you're tuning in with me. I appreciate you. Have a great day.